Hey there everyone, the day is finally here. OpenAI has released their much awaited O3 model, and today we'll be having a direct head to head competition with the previous best, that is Gemini 2.5 Pro. So which is the best coding model? Let's find out. Starting off with the first question. Can you code a dragon using HTML, CSS and JS? So side view of the dragon and give your best implementation in one single code. Let's send this to both models and let's see what we get. So clearly this is a very simple question, but we'll be starting simple and we'll be going to actually very hard questions, guys, and there are some new questions. Okay, O3 is done thinking and so as Gemini 2.5 Pro. So we are getting response from both models. Let's see. Okay, let's copy the code from Gemini 2.5 Pro, open up HTML viewer and let's paste the code and let's see what do we have. Okay, that is a cute dragon. The horns are lying on the ground instead of being on the body, but we are clearly able to identify the body, the legs, the head, the wings. It's not the best implementation, but it's kind of good. Let's move on to OpenAI O3. We've got the code and it doesn't look that big, guys. So anyways, let's copy the code, open up an HTML viewer and paste it. Okay, would you look at that? That looks very bad, guys, compared to Gemini 2.5 Pro. That is not what I expected. Let's do one thing. Let's mention that we'll send that it doesn't look like a dragon. Please give me a visually recognizable dragon. So let's send this to OpenAI O3 and to Gemini we'll just mention that it does look like a dragon but improve it further. Okay guys, now you can see that actually OpenAI O3 is searching the web to find about the dragon and then it's reasoning. This is something new, guys, absolutely awesome. Let's see if that works. You can see it again goes and does the searching. It has searched Pinterest and other websites. Okay guys, we have got the response from Gemini 2.5 Pro. So open up a HTML viewer and let's paste it and let's see. Okay, that looks way better than the previous one. So this was the previous one and this one is a upgraded version of that. It does look very good. So moving on to O3, it did some web searches and I don't know what. Let's see if we do see something. So open up HTML viewer and paste it. Okay, so comparatively I would say that it is better than the previous version, but nowhere near to what Gemini 2.5 Pro has given us. I think that this model is not very good for aesthetics. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is build absolutely the best implementation of the Super Mario game in a web page without using external assets and give in one single code. Let's see what they do. Okay guys, we've got the response from both models and you can see OpenAI O3 has opened up the canvas. This model is very good in agentic performance. Anyways, let's open up HTML viewer because we have to do that for Gemini and paste the code. Let's preview it and okay, that does look like a working implementation of the Super Mario game. So we are able to kill the enemy as well, guys. I think this is the flag. Let's move. Okay, you win. So it's a basic implementation, not the very best, but it's kind of okay. It does the job. Let's move on to OpenAI O3. So since it has opened up the canvas, we can directly hit the preview button and let's see. And okay, I don't see Mario anywhere. Let's do one thing. We'll copy the code and open up in HTML viewer. And okay, the Mario is moving up. For some weird reason, it is at the top, guys. And without even playing, it shows game over. That is not what I expected. Clearly, for this question, I have to give this to Gemini 2.5 Pro because OpenAI O3 was not able to do that. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, so the next question is design a Python program that simulates Earth rotation. So clearly, now we are moving far from aesthetics and getting into actual physics. So let's see if the models are able to do it. I assume O3 should be able to give us a good response. Okay guys, so I've got the response from both models. Let's first look at what Gemini has given. Let's paste the code. Immediately we don't see any kind of errors. Let's run it. Okay, that looks very good, guys. So you can see iteratively Gemini 2.5 Pro was able to give us a very good response. We can see, I think these balls represent the cloud. We have the poles. The earth is rotating in a correct manner. If we click space, it pauses. Absolutely awesome. We can zoom in and out. We can increase the speed as well, guys. As you can see, it is spinning very fast. Absolutely awesome, guys. That's a very good response. Meanwhile, let's see what OpenAI O3 has done. Let's copy the code, let's paste it and let's see. Okay, so comparatively it does look very good. We are able to clearly distinguish islands. The north and the south pole are kind of weird. So comparatively, I would say that this is a win for O3. Let's move on to the next question. Okay everyone, so we are now moving on to even harder questions. This question is develop a complete pinball game in Python. Let's see if these models are able to do it. Okay, we have got the response from both models. Starting off with Gemini 2.5. Let's paste the code and immediately we see 19 errors, guys. So clearly this is an syntax error. Let's send this to Gemini 2.5 and let's see what it gives us. Meanwhile, since O3 is done, we'll copy the code, paste it, and immediately we don't see any kind of errors. That's nice. Let's run it. and this is the pinball game. Okay, we have the flaps, but the ball is not able to move, guys. So we are clearly mentioning what it is missing, that the ball is staying still at the center, and few other instructions. Let's send this to OpenAI O3, and meanwhile Gemini 2.5 Pro is done, guys. So we'll just copy the code. Let's see if Gemini 2.5 Pro gives us a working code. So immediately we don't see any kind of errors. Let's run it. Okay, we see the pinball game. The flaps are clearly there, but one flap is actually in the wrong orientation. So it says hold down to charge and space to launch. So let's hold down and space. Okay, the ball does come out. That's absolutely awesome. And game over. Restart. Let's see. The ball does go out. So we are mentioning the errors that Gemini 2.5 Pro did. We'll be sending that, and meanwhile I think OpenAI O3 is done. So let's copy the code. Let's paste it and let's run it. Okay, it says hold space to pull, release to launch. So we'll just hold space, and I don't think that worked as it should be. Let's do one thing. Let's run it again. Let's hold space, and if we release, you can see the ball just goes into nowhere, and for some weird reason we see a ball at the bottom and it is just going back and forth between the flappers, and the score is increasing without any reason. That is a broken game, guys. Let's see what Gemini 2.5 Pro gives us. So immediately we don't see any kind of errors. Let's run it. Okay, so now it has a path to actually guide the ball into the space. So let's see, charge 100%, and the ball didn't release correctly. So Gemini was also not able to do that. So this is a fail for both models. As you guys can see, it's a hard question. And if you are liking the questions, guys, do hit the like button. Let's move on to the next question. Next is create the game PacMan in Python. Let's see which model is able to give us a working code. Okay, we have got the response from both models. Starting off with Gemini 2.5, let's paste the code and let's run it. Okay, and that looks very good. We do have the sound as well. Okay, if we eat the pellet, nothing is happening, and the ghost is also weirdly moving. Although the game looks good, but for some weird reason the ghosts are actually out of the game. So it's not a completely working code. Anyway, it looks good. Let's move on to OpenAI O3. Let's copy the code, let's paste it, and immediately we don't see any kind of errors. Let's run this. Okay, and that works. But I'm only able to move in one direction, guys. So let's mention this. I've mentioned that I'm only able to move in one direction. Also, the game is fast. Please fix it. So we are mentioning to Gemini 2.5 Pro that the pellets are not working. I eat the pellet and nothing happens. Also, they are warping across the walls. They are not following me. Please fix the complete game. Meanwhile, we have the response from OpenAI O3. So let's copy the code and let's paste it. So immediately we don't see any kind of errors. Let's run this. Okay, now I am able to move, and the game crashed, guys, for some weird reason. So we'll just mention this. We've got the code from OpenAI O3. It's pretty fast, guys. So let's run the code. Okay, and that works. We also have the ghost, and when we eat the pellets, they are turning blue. Anyways, let's see what Gemini has come up with. Let's copy the code and let's paste it and let's run it. Okay, ready. So comparatively that looks way awesome, but I'm not able to move. So let's mention this. We've got the code, guys. Let's paste this in the IDE and let's run it. So clearly I'm not able to move, guys. I'm trying to move, but there is no way for me to move. So I have to say that comparatively OpenAI O3 was better in this one, although both didn't give us a very good working code. Next up, guys, let's ask them to code the game of Angry Birds, and that too in one single code. Will they be able to do that? Let's see. Let's send this to both models. Okay, we are already done with OpenAI O3. It doesn't seem that it has given us a very big code. So let's open up HTML viewer. Let's open up preview, and this is what we have got, guys. It looks very basic. Let's preview it once again. Okay, the slingshot is also not working. You can see I have pulled the slingshot, and if I release, you can see it just vanishes. I'm not able to actually play. So that is a fail from OpenAI O3. Let's see what Gemini has come up with. Let's copy the code. Open up HTML viewer and let's paste it, and it directly says you win. So let's mention this to Gemini 2.5 Pro. So I've just mentioned that it directly says win. I am not able to play. Please give me complete updated code. And to OpenAI O3, we are mentioning that I pull the slingshot, but when I release it, the Angry Bird just vanishes. The game is broken. Please fix it and give me complete updated code. Meanwhile, Gemini 2.5 Pro is done. So we'll just copy the code, open up an HTML viewer, let's paste it, and it again says you win for some weird reason, guys. Okay, we have got the updated code from OpenAI O3. Let's copy the code, open up HTML viewer, and let's run it. Okay, it does look very basic. I've pulled this link shot. Let's see what happens when I release it. Okay, it just vanishes. So clearly you can see these are very hard questions and both models are not been able to do that. So that's a fail from both models. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is create a single animated page about the solar system. So these are animated web pages, you know, the ones that you scroll and the animation changes. This is that web page. Let's see if the models are able to do a very good job at it. Okay, we have got the response from OpenAI O3. So we'll open up the HTML viewer and let's paste it. If we hit preview, this is what we have, the sun. Let's see what happens when we scroll. Okay, it says information about it, but it was not able to fetch the image of the sun, guys. Let's move on to Mercury, and this is what Mercury is. You can see the animation is not very good, and okay, it was able to fetch the Venus information, but as you can see, if I scroll, the sun title appears, which is not what we want. That was not a very good job. Okay, now we have Earth, but the sun title appears again and again. Okay, so that is what we have from OpenAI O3. Let's see what Gemini 2.5 has come up with. Let's copy the code, open up in an HTML viewer, and okay, that actually looks very good, guys. We have a very good background. This is Mercury. That looks awesome. Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Comparatively, that looks way awesome, guys. That is a win for Gemini 2.5 Pro. Let's move on to the next question. So the next question is create a rotating maze puzzle using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Let's send this question to both models. Let's see which one gives us a better response. Okay, we have got the response from OpenAI O3. Let's open up an HTML viewer and let's paste it. If we hit preview, okay, this is the slider and the ball is out. Let's see what happens if I rotate. Okay, the ball is going high. Instead of coming down, guys, you can see the gravity. It should follow the gravity, but it's going up for some weird reason. You can see. So that is a fail from OpenAI O3, guys. We'll see what Gemini 2.5 Pro does. We've got the code from Gemini 2.5 Pro. Let's open up the HTML viewer. Let's paste it. Okay, we can move it and it says congratulations, you won. I will have to do a retry, I guess. Okay, the ball directly starts from the bottom, which should not be happening. It should start from the center. So both gave a fail, but comparatively I would say that OpenAI O3's response was better. So that is a win for OpenAI O3. Although I would say it's a comparative win because they were actually not able to give us the working response. So next up, we'll ask them to make a real-time music visualizer. Let's see if they are able to do it. We are clearly taking questions to the next level. And if you're enjoying this video, do hit the like button. Okay everyone, we have got the response from OpenAI O3 and the code actually looks very small. Anyways, let's run this. Okay, I've pasted the code and immediately we don't see any kind of errors. Nice. Let's run this. And okay, this is what we have got. Let's open up a music. This is the music. Let's see.
Is it real? I don't wanna overthink. Is it all for show? I don't know. Feeling like I'm on the brink of something beautiful, or maybe terrible. I know I shouldn't ask you to be open with me when I have my secrets that I tend to keep safely under lock.
That looks awesome.
I'm hypocritical, but at least I know we could be beautiful, or maybe terrible. Only one way to know. Only one way to know. Is this a yes or a no? Which way will it go? Only one way to know. Only one way to know.
Okay, that was very good. I enjoyed it, even though it was basic, but it looked good. Let's see what Gemini 2.5 Pro does. We've got the code, let's copy it. Let's paste it and immediately we see two errors, guys. That's not good. Let's run it. And it says Q linear gradient is not defined. That is a fail. So clearly we can say that OpenAI O3 was better in this. Okay everyone. So now let's make the questions even harder. So in this question, they have to build a silence trimmer. They have to write a code in which if we upload a video, it identifies the silences, it automatically trims that and gives us the corrected video. I have personally built this before with OpenAI O1, but not in one single go. So let's see if these models are able to do that. So let's send this question. When we'll be doing the actual testing, you will be understanding more about this question. Okay, OpenAI O3 is done, guys. It actually uses very less lines of code. As you can see, it is just 267 lines of code and it makes things work. Let's see if that is true for this as well. The kind of task I have told, actually this code is small. If it works, then it's absolutely awesome. So I have pasted the code, and before I proceed, let me show you the actual test video that we'll be using. So this is the video. It is a 25-second video clip. Please be patient with it because we have to show this. Hey there everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is a test of silence trimming. So as you guys can see, there are a lot of silences that need to be trimmed. So we'll be sending this. So I have already pasted the code here. Let's run this and let's see what GUI we have. Okay, so this is the GUI that OpenAI O3 has created. Let's actually find that video. The silence threshold is -40. We'll make it to -60. That will be nice. And the padding is 0.25 seconds. So when it makes it trim, it will add, a residual silence of 250 milliseconds both in front and back. So let's trim the video and let's see if it actually works. Here in the GUI it shows processing. This may take a while. And the video is done, guys. Let's see. It has saved to the same location. That is nice. So this is the trimmed video, and as you can see, from 25 seconds it went to just 9 seconds. Let's see. Hey there everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is a test of silence trimming. Absolutely awesome, guys. OpenAI O3 was able to do it in one go without having any kind of issues. Absolutely awesome. Now let's see what Gemini does. We have got the code. Let's paste it. Immediately we don't see any errors. Nice. Let's run this. And this is the GUI that we have got. Comparatively it's a bit bigger, and we'll adjust the padding to 0.25 so that the results are comparable. Let's get to this video. Silence test. We'll also adjust the silence threshold to -60. You can see we also have a logging window here which actually shows what is happening. That is nice. So let's start trimming, and it's done, guys. It took way less time than OpenAI O3, I would have to say. So now let's look at what Gemini has given us. Hey there everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is a test of silence trimming. Absolutely awesome. Both models were able to do it, but Gemini took way less time, guys. The reason could be that since the source file was in MOV format, Gemini kept that format without changing it. Whereas OpenAI actually converted into MP4. That's the reason it took some time, but we didn't mention that we want the output in MP4. So comparatively, Gemini was better in this, although both actually passed this. So what can we say about coding? Let's look at the results. So starting off with the dragon question, we clearly saw that OpenAI was not able to give us an aesthetically pleasing response. Gemini was way better in it. Next, talking about the Mario game, again we saw that OpenAI's performance was actually very bad and Gemini gave us a working code. So these 2 points go to Gemini. Talking about the Earth question, we saw that both were doing a phenomenal job at it, even though it was a hard question, which other models clearly can't do. But if we compare the results, OpenAI O3 was slightly better. So that's a win for OpenAI O3. Talking about the pinball question, where they have to create a pinball game, both actually failed and the results were miserable. Talking about the PacMan game, again, both didn't give us a very complete code. But if we just compare the results, we can say that OpenAI O3's performance was better. Talking about the Angry Birds question, again, both models didn't give us a very good response, but O3 was better. Talking about the interactive solar system, where we actually scrolled and each planet's revealed to us, in that one, Gemini was clearly better and OpenAI had that error where the sun title would abruptly appear. Talking about the rotating maze question, both actually failed this test, but O3 was slightly better. Next, moving on to the music visualizer. It was actually a fun test, guys, and I actually loved the response from OpenAI O3. It is absolutely fascinating what we are able to do in one single code. So OpenAI O3 got a win and Gemini couldn't give us a working response. Talking about the silence trimmer question, both gave us a working response, but if we calculated the time that was spent, then Gemini actually took lesser time and didn't get into unnecessary conversions. So if you look at the total scores, that is 4 points for Gemini and 5 points for OpenAI. So clearly we saw that all places where Gemini won, they were front-end coding or aesthetically pleasing tasks. So if you're doing front-end development and things that actually need to look good, I would say that Gemini will be better for you You can also go with Claude 3.7 Sonnet Thinking. Either of them will be good. But OpenAI model will not be good for front-end development and aesthetically pleasing things. But when it comes to backend and doing things in Python, clearly OpenAI has a lead over here, and you can see that it was able to one shot create a music visualizer, silence trimmer, and many other things. So when it comes to backend coding, it's OpenAI, and when it comes to front-end aesthetic development, it is Gemini. I hope I was able to do a very good comparison. And how are the new questions, guys? You can see that the models actually struggled a lot to give us a good response. So if you like the new questions, do hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one.